They did not. They fall 8 points short, lose 63-55 to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Game was tied at half, outscored by 8, 38-30 in the second half. Iverson Molinar with 19, Garrison Brooks with 12 points and 11 rebounds, 11 for Tolu Smith, so good to see him back on the floor, played 27 minutes. But those were the only 3 double-digit scorers in the game. I mean, huge drop-off after that. DJ Jeffries has 5 in 35 minutes. Shaquille Moore has 2 points in 21 minutes. Anderson Garcia, 3 points.
The rest of the team scored a combined 13 points.
That is correct. So the rest of the
everybody else that played in the game.
The rest of the team made up the fourth double-digit score for Mississippi State. I don't think it works like that, but you get what I'm saying.
No.
Arkansas led by J.D. Notte with 14. It's not like Arkansas lit it up. I mean, this was...
Played poorly.
Yeah.
They don't make the last 3 shots of the game. They're shooting like they're around 31, 32% for the game. So,
State shot 35% from the field, 25% from 3, and they were 16-22 from the free throw line. Arkansas shoots 37%, 21% from 3, 59% from the free throw line. Both teams shot 22 free throws in the game, and yet it was Arkansas getting the what stood out for you Saturday night?
I mean, it's like I tweeted. It's just same song, different verse for Mississippi State. It's the same thing over and over again. It was the same thing against Florida. It's the same thing against Kentucky, and now it's the same thing here. They get close. They have an opportunity to win, and they just find a way to lose. Borky mentioned it earlier today when we were on the production call. Iverson Molinar doesn't take a shot after the 3.5-minute mark.
3:21, he made a shot at the brim, and that was his final shot of the game.
That's your best player. The offense has to go through him in the final 2 minutes of a game, period. That's got to be what Howland is saying in the huddle. Iverson, look to create something. We'll crash the boards. Jeffries, get out wide and see if Iverson can maybe find you for an open 3. But it's not happening. And this is, another opportunity squandered. You were down 2 with, just over a minute. You had a chance to get the win, and you didn't do it. They're still somehow in this fight. I don't know how. Their resume is garbage.
First 4 out.
They have 1 quad 1 win. They haven't won a game on the road all year, but somehow they stay. Their net ranking stays close enough that they're able to stay for first 4 out, like you said. And if they can win 2 of the next 3, which we go back to 3 weeks ago, I was saying if they win 2 of their next 7, well, here we are. So they have Tennessee on Wednesday at home, and then they're at LSU, who seems to be in free fall. Can't believe Borky didn't throw them out as a loser. And then they're at Alabama, who is maybe the most up-and-down team in the conference. They got to find a way to win 2 of those games. They have to. And then they have to find a way to go undefeated against, Missouri, at South Carolina, Vanderbilt, because I don't think you can lose any of those. So basically in their next 7 games, they need to be 5-2.
Saturday night was a 1-point game with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to play. Arkansas was ahead 53-52 when Garrison Brooks had the dunk down low. Mm-hmm. After that, 3-pointer for Jalen Williams to make it a 4-point game. State makes a couple of free throws, and it's a 2-point game with 1:29 to play. Yeah. Then Arkansas makes a shot. State misses a shot. Arkansas makes a 3. Mississippi State turns it over. Arkansas gets a couple of free throws. State misses a layup. 63-55. There you go. That's your final.
Yeah.
Goes from a 2-point game with 1:29 left to an 8-point loss. And you're left with just a bad taste in your mouth.
It's the same thing, like you said, against Kentucky, against Florida. I mean, Florida's the worst one because you had the lead. You felt like you were in control of the game, and it just completely got away with you. Kentucky, you put together a great comeback, but you can't seal it in regulation, and then you just let it get away from you in overtime. And now this one. People keep saying this. You hear commentators like, oh, this is a good team. This is a good team. Are they? I think they're a talented team. I know that there's talent on the court, but they don't play as a team. They don't, and they make terrible mistakes, and then they seem to all be at the worst time. And just from a coaching standpoint, again, like, how do you not run the offense through your absolute best player in the final 2 minutes of the game? I mean, that just feels like it should just go without saying.
We were talking about this earlier today, and it feels like there's some basketball IQ that is lacking. Little stuff.
Well, I think they had 3 or 4 turnovers where somebody has the ball, they're looking to pass, but you can't hold the ball for 3 or 4 seconds. You just can't. You're going to get turned over there. And they did it 3 or 4 times in crucial situations. Shaquille Moore had a foul on a jump shooter. I thought it was a 3. It ended up being a really long 2, so it's not as egregious. But that if it had been a 3 and it wasn't missing by more than an inch, that would have been the 3rd time in like 4 games where he had fouled a 3-point shooter in the act of shooting. I mean, it's just little things that they do, but they pile up. And then again, but at the real problem there is, and you mentioned it a second ago, you got 13 points out of 7 other guys, or however many you played. You got double figures from 3 guys is great. But when everybody else combines for 13, you're never going to win. 55 points isn't going to beat anybody on the road in the SEC.